Hello people, today we're doing a review of the new Disney Pixar film, Turning Red. They dropped it on Disney Plus yesterday, and not in theaters, sadly, and I got a chance to watch it last night. Um, this movie was on my radar, but this movie kind of snuck on me. I was like, wait, crap, it's out now? So, um, I watched this, like, I didn't even think I saw any reviews for this one. It's just I've been busy for the last week or so. So I checked this out, and it was a fun time. Is it top tier Pixar quality to me? No, it's not. I would say this is like, I hate to say this because I like this movie, but Pixar is a studio that's made fantastic kids movies. So when I say this is towards the bottom of the Pixar list, that does not mean bad, because I have not seen like two Pixar films. I haven't seen Monsters University nor Cars 2. But I have seen Cars 3. But so when I say this is bottom of, I even hate saying that. It just doesn't sound right to me, but um it's how I rank it, because Pixar is such a good studio where when they make a good movie, it happens to be towards the bottom. But this movie did have some things where I was just kind of like, eh. And that mostly has to do with the story and how familiar I thought it was, and not necessarily with the concept, because the concept's very original. Disney is really good at coming up with great concepts. But I've noticed that as of lately, the stories within those concepts are starting to feel like a formula to me. And it showed in this movie. It also kind of shows in Encanto. I didn't see it so much in Luca, but it's starting to show a little bit to me. And that's not to say that this movie story is bad, because it's a good story. It's just, it feels familiar because it felt predictable. Nothing really surprised me when it comes to its story beats. Everything just kind of felt like it fit into place with how I thought it was going to go, with no really big subversion of expectations when it comes story-wise, because there's some concepts and there's some really good ideas there where they can take this concept, but that's just on a scene-to-scene basis and not how the story is driven. So yeah, the voice acting for this, everyone did a great job with this movie. Voice acting and the animation is as good as ever, because it's a Pixar movie. This movie has a little bit of a different look, and I'll just say, the best way I can describe this movie overall is that it feels like if Illumination made a movie I actually like, but as a Pixar movie, I thought it was just fine. But I'll just say, this movie kind of felt a little Illumination to me, because of some of the choices they did with, like, the editing, the way that these characters act sometimes, because I'm actually kind of appreciative that Pixar did try to do something a little different of when it comes to, like, their animation style and what they did with some of these characters. And yes, so there's a little bit of, with the audience, they're a little bit like, should kids be watching this? And I get why some people might be leery, and I do agree that if you have a kid that's under 7 or 8, you might want to watch it, watch it if you're like a strict parent. If you're even watching my video, if you're a strict parent, who's going to trust me? I'm 17. So yeah, particularly the mom in this movie. And that was a great scene. If you have seen the movie, I'll just give a quick little summary, and I'm not spoiling anything. There's a really great scene with the lead's mom, and she confronts a kid that is my age and embarrasses her daughter, like, so deeply. Like, I just thought of the meme, the emotional damage meme, and that's when I thought there's so many. I can't wait to see some memes where they cuss that guy emotional damage. I can see that. There's really a lot of great memorable moments in this movie, but sadly the story I didn't click with as much. Like I said, the animation's great, the themes are great. I like the mother-daughter dynamic and some of the developments that was done there, and the concept, once again, it's really good. It's just the story I wasn't in love with, and there was some parts of the movie where things kind of get edgy, where I was just like, okay. And I'll say there's a joke in here that really made my jaw drop to the floor. I'll just, not necessarily spoil, but they make a stripper joke. I was kind of shocked by that. So there was some moments where I was like, yikes, he did that. But I kind of respect it for that too, because it's doing something different for sure. But Do they push the envelope too much? Maybe a little, but at the end of the day, who's to call? Who's to call that? I'm not the person. I'm not the people behind the scenes. I'm not Pixar. So, this is what they did, and honestly, it's not like I don't want some people to go into this to thinking that these 13-year-olds are like the most edgy 13-year-olds ever, because they're not. They're still good, and it doesn't get like PG-13 at all. It's definitely pushing the envelope in some scenes where I was like, oh crap. But kids might not even see it that way. I see it that way because I'm older. Adults see it that way because they're older. So I feel like a lot of these things that people are complaining about will go right over some kids' heads. So yeah, but I still think if parents are sensitive about that, they should probably watch this before they let their kid. But like I said, who am I to say? And who am I to say about this movie? Because this one's different, and I know people are sick of hearing of this, but for me in particular, I don't feel like I'm the target audience, particularly for this one, mostly because I am at that between age where I'm definitely not 13, but I'm definitely not adult. I'm 17. So it's just kind of like, I'm not, the target audience I would say is adults above like 20 and kids like from 14 and below, if that makes sense. So yeah, and I don't want to sound like a jerk when I say it's not made for me, because I know other people are saying that are adults, but like I said, I kind of fall in that age range where I'm just like kind of in between both sides the whole time. So, but maybe that made me enjoy it more at the same time. I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna give Turning Red is 7.2 out of 10. I enjoyed it, and yeah, definitely one of Pixar's not definitely one of Pixar's bottom tier personally, but still a really fun time because hey, it's Pixar. They always do a good job. So yeah. Anyways, like, share, subscribe, and stuff like that. And adios.